In this video clip, I'm going to show you guys how to model basic walls, architectural walls in Revit. So at the end of this practice, you guys should be able to come up with this type of retaining walls shown in the screen. In order to model this wall, you guys will going to use the practice file that I sent it to you guys. Now you're going to use the file called Step 2 Architectural Foundation Wall. Probably some of you guys may notice that in the project browser, it looks like the setting is completely different. That's completely normal. The reason for this is because when I created this file, I used the structure template. So you can see there are a lot of different views for the structural template, but that's completely fine. When you try to model the architectural model, you can completely use the structural template. Basically, I just want to let you guys know that, but the setting is different. Alright, so we are going to use this file for the wall modeling. So in this video, I'm going to show you two ways how you can model basic walls. One way is you can model from the bottom to the top, or you can model the wall from the top to the bottom. Either way would be fine, but I'm going to demonstrate two different ways. So the first part, I'm going to show you how to model the walls from the foundation level. Just double click the foundation in your floor plan. Then go to your architecture tab, click that, and then click the drop down. I'm going to use the architectural wall. Since I practiced this exercise before, this wall has already been selected. But if this is your first time and you cannot see the retaining wall, you can always click the drop down button menu and it will show the different types of walls. So I'm going to pick the retaining wall 12-inch concrete, and I'm going to model from the right to the left, then to the top and to the right of the screen. So let's get started. Pick the first point. Before I start, I forgot to mention one thing. So this is a model from the bottom to the top. So instead of choosing depth, we actually have to choose a height. And there's a warning, but it is fine because we haven't really complete selecting the right settings. So if we want to do the height, we need to pick to which level you want your wall to reach. So in this particular case, we want our wall to reach the entry level, and you don't really have to define the height because we already defined by those different floor levels. And the location line is going to be the center line, wall center line. I'm going to pick that. And also make sure you pick the chain. The reason for that is once you're done, the wall is going to be like the chain. It will become like one. So I'm going to start from the right side, and I'm going to enter 40 feet, then move to the top 22 feet. I picked exactly 22 feet, and then this move to the right side. It will intersect with the intersection of the horizontal, and click. Then you should be done for this part. Just double press the escape key twice. Make sure that can terminate the tool that you just picked. So now let's go back to the 3D view to verify what this wall looks like. Oh, I shouldn't say camera, I should say default 3D view. So you can see this is the wall we just modeled. Probably I say something wrong about the chain. The chain is basically, you don't really have to pick the starting point again. So when you model it, it would just model like chain. Still, I think those walls are separate walls. So now let's go back and try to model the other part of the retaining wall. But instead of modeling from the foundation, we're going to model to the from the lower level and model all the way to the bottom at the foundation level. So let's click low level, architecture, and we're going to pick like the same type of wall. So we don't really need to do any additional selection because we already picked the same type of wall. And the difference is here, instead of using the height, now we're going to model from the top to the bottom, so that should be the depth. And the wall should be bounded by the foundation. Click that. And we can continue model, make sure that the chain is picked. So if you want to try what it looks like if you don't check the chain, feel free to do so, but to save you guys time, I don't want to practice here. So now let me take a look at the dimension. So it's 6'6", and move to the top, move up by 5 feet, and 10 feet and 6 inches. And the remaining portion, it's pretty easy. You can just extend and meet the intersection, then finish this up. And make sure press the escape key twice. And now you can see there's a slight difference between two parts. Let's go back to our 3D view and verify it. I think now it looks good. So this is the end product of the wall modeling. That's it for this video clip.